Hi there, Cancer. I'm EllaAradia, and welcome to your April 2026 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Cancer water signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. But what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Cancer signs. So it may show up in different areas of your life in slightly different ways, but the theme is always the same. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. Before we jump in, a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoyed this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Cancer, let's jump in. I always like to tune into the energies first, Cancer, before I start pulling cards. I'm a psychic reader, so I like to see what the universe shows me, what the universe brings in. Seeing somebody walking forwards, I feel like you are in some kind of transition right now. And it feels like a very significant point in your life because you're stepping into a very different version of yourself, a whole new version of yourself. And of course, to do that, that requires healing, growth, letting go of limiting patterns, fears, insecurities, old versions of yourself, saying no sometimes to people, situations. Because what I'm feeling is this is the ending of a lifelong pattern, which I feel has been, repeating itself, showing up in your connections, where, what's being mirrored to you is the relationship you're having with yourself. And of course, wrapped up in that are the soul lessons that you need to learn and embody. Feeling some energies around, feeling abandoned, disappointed, not feeling chosen, unloved, all of those things, which I feel are, very much part of, the lessons that you came into this life to learn. And the universe wants you to experience something different in life. And that's the transition that you're in now. So a very, very significant point in your life. With your overall energies, we have the King of Pentacles. This is the master manifester of the tarot. And, this is someone who has everything they need in order to actually manifest what they want. This is an energy which is a great provider. It's someone who likes to, take care, provide that sense of security. So this could be you, or this could be someone, someone else in your life that's showing up, as this King of Pentacles here. What lies in your recent past, the Hanged Man. This is all about seeing a different perspective. It's about taking a step back, taking a pause, and really looking at your situation to gain, let's say, a higher perspective or a higher understanding. It's about seeing things differently. The Hanged Man is always about a situation which is external, something that's actually showing up in your life. Whereas, the energies of the Hermit, for example, that's more about going within and looking for answers. So the Hanged Man is about taking a step back and in doing that, gaining a higher, fresh perspective on something. Your current energies is the Page of Pentacles. I always find this a very, very transformative card, and it speaks a little bit to me of what I was saying at the beginning, because the Page of Pentacles is somebody who is willing to learn. They're open to learning, they're open to growing, that they're willing to take the steps and show up and, do what is needed to start walking a new path. And for some of you, whatever has sort of happened in the past, it feels a little bit like it's created some space here for you to, I feel, really invest in yourself and to be the best partner you can be to yourself. And whatever has gone down, it's created space. You're at some kind of significant point. The other word I was seeing, because I see words as well as, I see visually and I sense, with my feelings, but I also see words written. And I was seeing the word divine timing, which is often a very significant point in someone's life where there's some kind of major shift in perhaps who you are as a person, a milestone moment. It can be for many people, a stepping into a life purpose. You could be learning a skill. But it's very much these energies of, some kind of new journey ahead of you that is transformational. You come back from that transformed. Particularly if, this is something to do with life purpose or career, you may be embarking on, some kind of study or learning some kind of new skill, something like that. But it feels very aligned with your heart and your purpose. Like this is some kind of major transition, I feel, for you. And I feel like it is very much something that, in some months or some years, you're going to look back on that and you will be very transformed. This is some kind of beginning of moving into some kind of mastery, whether that's, for some of you, it might just be self-development, really working on yourself, investing on yourself and clearing, whatever might be holding you back from what you really want in life. And so for some of you, that's going to be about exactly that, self-development, self-awareness, and change that comes from within to create change on the outside around, the experience that you're having of life, what you're attracting, your feelings towards your situation, the Six of Pentacles. That's a card of balance, and actually, it often comes in after a difficult time. What comes before this card is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of instability, often one of loss. And sometimes it represents having to move on from something. And very much in the Five of Pentacles are those lessons of knowing your worth, knowing your value, and what comes in after that time, whatever it is that has perhaps broken down, fallen apart, whatever it is you feel that you've had to move on from, that you've had to let go of. The Six of Pentacles comes in as an energy of support for you. It's the energies of giving and receiving, like you can see with the figures on the card there. And so if it has been, some kind of challenging period where, there has been something where you feel, or somebody that you feel that you've had to move on from, this is a sign that, the universe is looking after you. And, whatever you decide to do next with this Page of Pentacles here, the universe will support you. And I feel like you're being asked, to really see the bigger picture here with whatever has happened, because to me, whatever has gone has created space for something new for you. And whatever this is, on a soul level, it feels like a major transition to me. And you're being asked, with the Hanged Man here, to really look at this situation and, understand that what's unfolding here is, for your highest and best ultimately. There's a higher purpose to all of this. And this is what you're working towards, this King of Pentacles, mastery. And for those of you which don't have all the skills that you do need yet, you know, this could be a time of learning. And, you know, particularly with career and life purpose, you know, whatever role you decide to go into, there are certain qualities that you need to master in order to be able to fulfill a certain role. And this is what this feels like to me. This is the beginning of a major shift where you're moving into purpose. You're moving into, you know, this journey of self-mastery. What lies in your challenge? The Two of Swords. Crossroads, a decision that needs to be made. Sometimes it's a decision that we are, you know, avoiding facing. With the arms crossed on this card, it represents a barrier to the heart. And the water in the background represents intuition. So really, you know, the message of that card is to allow the heart to be part of this decision. You know, sometimes when we're feeling stuck in our mind, you know, because swords represent our mental landscape, our thoughts, our beliefs. And, you know, sometimes this is a challenging decision, one that, you know, we might know what it is, but we might feel kind of stuck somehow. The invitation is, you know, to really drop out of the mind a little bit more and let the heart, you know, communicate its wisdom to you on this choice. So you're at a crossroads. Like I said, I feel like this is a major transition, you know, some huge kind of chapter of your life, a whole kind of journey of a completion of those soul lessons, and the pattern, the way in which you've been learning those soul lessons has come to an end. And you're at this crossroads point, and a big invitation, I feel, to move forwards. Even if there's still a little bit of fear there, or anxiety or apprehension, your hidden influence is the Three of Wands, which is pretty much what I just said. This is about possibility, potential, and seeing what else is out there for you. And the Three of Wands is very much an energy of finding the courage, I feel, to just move out of your comfort zone. Know that you are going to be supported. The universe will be supporting you, is supporting you. The Eight of Swords, feeling stuck. So there's clearly still some stuck energies here. And the Eight of Swords is very often a little bit of, let's say, a mental prison that we can kind of get ourselves a bit trapped in. But it represents our thoughts, our mental landscape, beliefs. And you know, the good thing to remember is whatever negative beliefs you might be holding about yourself, about life, you know, all of that can be changed. So we've got two cards here where we have a figure with a blindfold on, somebody who's feeling like they can't see. You know, they don't know what's next, they can't see. And the invitation again with both of these cards is actually to get more connected to your heart and your intuition and really tap into that inner wisdom. And, you know, you may not see the destination just yet, but it's about just taking that first step. And your heart knows the answer. Your heart always, you know, we just don't always want to listen, but, you know, go into that being, you know, brutally honest with what your heart is telling you. Because there's some kind of new beginning, some kind of new chapter. And it may involve a little bit of a leap of faith and just trusting that, you know, once you make this decision moving forwards, the universe is just going to line up, you know, people, places, situations, opportunities, and you will be supported, you will be guided. And for many of you, this is going to be career related, I feel. That's the strong energy I feel here. Right now, I feel like, you know, the pattern of the past may have been showing up in your relationships where, you know, there was this pattern of your person not showing up for you, abandoning you, choosing someone else, not choosing you, not making that commitment, disappointment. And it's been bringing up all of those feelings of feeling unloved, not good enough, unworthy of love. And that's what you've been working through. That's what's been, I feel, coming into your awareness. Those are your soul lessons. And now it's about embodying them and walking forwards with them. So trust your heart on this one, Cancer. Death in your outcome is an ending, but it is also a rebirth. And that's exactly what I said at the beginning. It's about the shedding of old layers, a little bit like how a snake sheds its skin. You know, shedding of old layers, old versions of yourself, and stepping into some kind of rebirth. Death is always about transformation, change. Doesn't mean it's always easy, but it is a card of growth. It's not a negative card because it does always imply, death always implies life. So with every ending, you know, there is a rebirth. And I just really, really feel that the universe, you know, has much more for you. And you know, career, relationships, whatever it is that you're wanting in life. And in order to really be able to bring that in and attract people, places, opportunities to yourself, you know, that are in alignment with those soul lessons, you know, you have to embody them. And, you know, that can be a period of time where some of you might be solo for a while, you know, that doesn't resonate for all of you, of course, but a period of time where, you know, you are being asked to work on yourself and invest in yourself because, you know, that is the key to creating change in your life and bringing in what you do actually really want for yourself. So Cancer, I'm going to leave that there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.